Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking at the legendary skills, and the question here today is which skill should you be getting first if you were to get a legendary skill. And this video I will explain a little bit around all the skills, and then we're gonna pick one that I think is the better one to start with. And of course, it's gonna take a lot of time, but if you are super well or mega well, you're probably gonna go for every single skill here. But for me, I am a little bit, mini fish or mini whale, where I can only get one at a time, and you want to pick one that you want to work towards and gonna benefit your team the fastest. And if you want to go for the second or third one, you can do that later, but this video is for the first skill and you don't know which one you want to get. So the first skill that we're going to take a look at today is life protection. After battle starts, it has 60% chance to increase self-healing by 15% every 6 seconds and reduce damage received by back row allies by 10.5% for 6 seconds. When it's maxed, increase healing to 50% and reduce damage to 35%. It's very good skill. It's a new skill that was released not too long ago, and this skill is very good. And if you played Elite campaign that was released in the recent patch, you're gonna see some of the stages like 16.5. And these stages have life protections on their immortals, and it's working very well. And you kind of struggle because the damage reduction received is 35%, which is crazy amount. And the skill is very good, especially on Afufe, Ninetales, and Theodora. These supports, the best tier supports, your team gonna be very good with this skill, and it's one of my favorite skill that has been released recently. Drastic action is another skill that I looked into a lot before I started my legendary skill journey, because it's very good skill. Every 6 seconds after battle starts, there's 60% chance to reduce the healing received by all enemies by 21% for 6 seconds and deal physical damage rate 180% to the enemy with the highest losses. If the target health is below 70%, an additional instance of this damage is dealt. It's going to be very good against the healer march, and I've seen a lot of people are using this, and especially the mega whales. During the recent KVK with 170, I saw mega whales were using this against the double healer with the Buffet and Theodora backline. I think this skill is working very well against them, and the damage is very good as well. So if you were to start with this skill as your first skill, I think this is one of the good shout out as well. Now let's take a look at Last Stand. Last Stand is a very interesting skill. I think it's very good for the main carry, especially the frontline carries like Poseidon, Tutankhamun, even the Alex, Hannibal, this kind of immortals. I think it's going to be very good there as well, because when your troops number is less than 70%, reduces your damage taken by 18%, increase your damage dealt by 18%. Both of them can go up to 60%, which in my opinion is very strong skill, and it looks like it's gonna benefit the main carries a lot. I've seen it used, but I haven't never personally used them myself, so it's gonna be very interesting to get one of these eventually. But in my opinion, I don't think this is the one that you should be going first, although it might be very good for your main team at the moment. But in my opinion, I think there are better legendary skills to go for as your first legendary skill. Now onto the last skill that we're going to cover. It is Infinite Firepower, a trigger skill, the only mage legendary skills among all the legendary skills that has been released. So after the battle starts, there is 60% chance to deal magical damage to all enemies every 3 seconds. Damage rate 105%, and maxed out 305%, which is crazy, and increase own energy regen by 6% at level 1 and 20% at level 8 for 3 seconds. In my opinion, this is by far the best mage skill you can get in the game, and the other skills is not even close. There's no skills that come close to this skill. So if you are using mage as a backliner like I do, like with double tank, I think infinite firepower is a very, very strong skill, and it's definitely one of the skills that I would recommend you to get first if you were going to try and get legendary skill. And yeah, in my opinion, I can show you guys some reports as well. I will do that in a minute, but I want to talk about this skill because this is one I'm working on, and I think, you know, after I've been battling a lot of people during the KVK who have this skill, I feel like this skill is a game changer for your double tank and a mage behind, even if it's going to be Himiko, even if it's going to be Loki, this skill won't disappoint. And especially if you have crit rate on your first attribute for your artifact, this skill is going to be very broken, and I'm going to show you guys right now. So now we are in the game. I'm going to show you guys my top 3 legendary skills that I would probably go first if I were to get one legendary skills. The first one being the infinite firepower. Here we have Scooter with his team double tank with infinite firepower. At work here is very good skill, and you see the damage right here. That is most of the time in general it's gonna do like 40% of the damage that your mage going to do. So I really like this skill, and I definitely want to recommend you guys looking into this skill specifically if you have a running with the mage backliner. And let's take a look at another report right here. You can see that it will do a lot of damage and has a very good energy regen on this skill, and it's going to be very, very good for you guys if you are thinking about your first legendary skill. And the next one being the life protection, which he also have in his March, and I think it's very OP skill, especially for your support. If you're running double support backliner, even you don't need Ufei, you don't need Ninetales, you don't need Theodora. If you want to run with Zenobia and Kin Emperor, you can definitely go for this as well. But if you want to have the max outcome and the max potential with this skill, I think you need to use with Ufei and Theodora and even with Ninetales. That would be the best outcome with this skill, and I think this skill is very, very OP. And if you guys have reached around stage 16, level 5 there, you will struggle a little bit because the backliner at the elite campaign will have the life protection and you're going to struggle doing the damage. And yeah, that's the second skill that I would recommend you guys to take a look on when you're looking at, thinking about getting the legendary skill. The third one, I would say it is Drastic Action. Drastic Action is very good against the double healer like this mod with Ufei and Theodora. That's going to be very good against that. I see a lot of Mega Whales did use this skill on, in the recent KVK against the double healer march, and it was working very well. And I think that skill is, although the damage output is not that great from this report specifically, I think it's gonna it can do a lot of good things as well because of the passive, like the reduced healing effect received by 70%. That's gonna be very helpful against the double support backliner. So these are the 3 skills that I really recommend you guys for the first Tower of Knowledge. And of course, you have skills like attack and defense and last on, they are very good shout out as well, but I don't think they're gonna make a huge difference for your March in general unless you're a mega whale. But if you have like a double tank as me, I would definitely go for infinite firepower, and then I will go for life protection as number 2 and a drastic action as number 3, because that I think is going to be better in general. But there are specific like situation where maybe last dance or attack and defense might be better. But in my opinion, the first 2 skills to get if you want to go for legendary skill is either infinite firepower or life protections. So yeah, I hope I managed to cover a lot in this video, and I hope to help you guys get some idea behind skills and which one you should go for first if you were to want to go for the one skill in this picture. So yeah, that's my conclusion, guys. See you guys in the next video.